In 1967, there was a mission that was never written in the official history books. It was hidden, erased, and denied. But whispers remain. The whispers speak of Apollo, not the one you know, but one that never returned the way it should have. The mission that vanished before the public even knew it began. The reason for the silence was not failure. It was discovery. Discovery of something so strange, so unsettling, that it could never be spoken in front of the world. They saw something on the far side of the moon. Structures not made by human hands. Towers that rose too high, too perfect. Shadows cast across craters that revealed patterns. Lines, shapes, angles that nature does not make. And that was only the beginning. The astronauts recorded everything. The voices were steady at first, then filled with disbelief. They described lights moving inside craters, like windows glowing in the dark. They saw movements. Not dust, not reflections. Movements that suggested life. The transmission cut several times, but enough fragments were captured to know what they witnessed. Alien bases. Not ruins. Not dead remains. Active. Operating. Hidden from sight on the side of the moon, no human I could ever see from Earth. The silence that followed was not an accident. It was ordered. The story of Apollo 1967 was locked away. What the public received instead were controlled missions. Missions with smiles, flags, and speeches. But in the shadows, fear was growing. Why the fear? Because those bases were not empty. They were occupied. Machines moved across the surface. Metallic, smooth, unlike anything we had built. The astronauts reported structures that shimmered, as if alive. Beacons of light that pulsed, dimmed, and pulsed again, like signals. Then came the sound. A low hum picked up by the equipment. Not radio static. Not feedback. A rhythm. Deep, vibrating, steady. As if the moon itself was alive, breathing. For hours they watched. They wanted to leave, but orders held them. Observe. Record. Stay. What they saw last was the reason this mission was buried. A shadow rose along the crater's edge, taller than any machine, too large to be explained as natural. It moved, slowly, purposefully. It did not rush. It did not hide. It simply moved as if it already knew they were watching. The astronauts stopped speaking for a long time. Only breathing was heard. Then a single word, contact. The transmission ended. When the craft returned, the men inside were changed. Pale, silent. Their words short, their eyes heavy with something they could not say. Doctors examined them. Psychologists questioned them. Nothing was ever released. Officially, Apollo missions continued. But something had shifted. The program was cut short. Plans to build bases on the moon canceled. Mars missions abandoned. The truth is simple but terrifying. Humanity was told to step back. Those bases were not ruins. They were warnings. A silent line drawn across space. Do not cross. Do not claim what is not yours. And the governments listened, but the bases never disappeared. Decades later, telescopes captured flashes on the far side. Unexplained lights. Signals no one wanted to admit were real. Astronauts on later missions whispered of being watched. Tracks in the dust. Glimpses of objects just beyond their landing zones. Even now, satellites catch shadows that move. Data cut. Images blurred. Secrets protected. What remains is the question. Who built them? And why do they still remain? Some say they are ancient, built long before humans walked the earth. Others claim they are active outposts, guarding resources or monitoring us. The hum heard in 1967 was never explained. Some believe it was energy. Power source. A system still running beneath the moon's surface. The strangest reports speak of transmissions, not from Earth to the moon, but from the moon to somewhere else, out into the stars. Messages leaving our system. Messages we were never meant to hear, and still the silence continues. The Apollo mission of 1967 never existed on paper, yet the fear it left shaped everything that came after. Why did humanity never return to the moon in the way we planned? Why was exploration pulled back, slowed, controlled? Perhaps the answer is that we were told the moon is not ours. But one truth remains impossible to deny. The bases are still there, watching, waiting, hidden in the shadows of craters where no sunlight falls. And maybe one day, when silence no longer holds, we will face what the astronauts saw that year, the truth that was buried, the truth that still waits on the far side of the moon, alien bases still operating in the shadows.